Hi everyone. I just noticed I had the wrong screen up before the stream started. It said, "Thank you for watching." um, hello. I'm just going to share the link in some places. Share, copy. I'm always sharing the live stream link in my Facebook group, which is called New Leaf Designs Knitting and Crochet Crew. So if you want to get notifications, then yeah, become a member of the Facebook group. I mean, I say become a member, it sounds like something paid, but it's totally free. And if you don't have Facebook, I also, most of the time, I remember to post on Instagram. And if you're in either of those places, I'm live on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday from 12, what is it, p.m. Yes, that is noon, 12 noon, British time, so UK time, to 2, and then on Thursday from 10 to 12 UK time, which is currently British summertime, BST. Okay, wait, I have to just write something. Come and join me. There. I can never type and talk because then I'll type what I say. All right, let's get that up on Instagram as well. Hi guys, hi Ivona, how are you doing? So nice to see you both again. There we are. Copy URL, Instagram. And there we go. All right, there we go. Right, hey, how is everyone doing? Welcome. You've done your nails? Yes, I have. They're very glittery. And it's mainly because I have a Christmas pattern that I need to take pictures for. And I thought it would be fun to have themed nails. And also, last Christmas, we went to family. Well, we were back home for Christmas, but in December we went to family, and I wanted to have these. I wanted to have these nails then, but we were still in moving madness, and I couldn't find my box of nail stickers. But then a couple of weeks ago, I found them, and I was like, okay, I have to. I really want to wear them. So then I thought, okay, I'll take some Christmas pictures, some Christmas photo shoots. So yeah, a little bit out of season for now, but it's fine. Thank you. Hi Natasha, how you doing? Let me get everything set up so that's easy for me to check if everything is going well. Oh, Chris says I'm recovering from an operation, neuromodulation to mild necrotic pain. Oh, and it works. Oh, that is great to hear. Oh, I'm so happy that the operation went well. Oh. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you that it keeps getting better. That would be amazing. Oops. Okay. I'm just setting it up. Momo is behind me on the chair. I might have to tilt. I don't think you can see her. I have to tilt the tripod. There she is. Hey, Momochi. And, oh, this is a great opportunity. I'll just show you my new acquisition and the mess. But, how does this go? I have a table. Ugh, I'll just put this down. It's confusing. It's always so confusing in mirror image. There we go. I got a table for my knitting machine. Oh, and Natasha says, I'm glad to know I have an appointment at the chiropractor next week. Yes. Good, good, good. Yeah, I finally got registered at the doctor here, which was a bit confusing, but I'm happy that it's done now. Yes, it is a foldable table. Oh, it kind of shows. So here's my knitting machine, and there are some like clamps to clamp it to the table. And yes, it is a foldable table. And it's about the size of a ironing board, something like that. Like, it's quite narrow, but yeah, I'm going to try it out this week. So that's exciting. Yeah. So yeah, how was everyone's weekend? Did people go to the Creado? I haven't heard much about it, but I know that the spring festival of Creado is not that popular as the autumn one. And was Alfea this weekend? Because I suppose some people went there as well. Alfea. It's kind of like this. It's called the Kingdom of Alfea, and you can dress up as fantasy characters and like as medieval characters. And I saw some pictures and it looked really nice. And I think there was great weather this weekend. Let me know if I'm wrong, because on the pictures it looked like there was some great weather. We had some amazing weather here in Scotland as well. We went to the sea, just the east coast, and we even saw some dolphins, so that was amazing. It was, I rarely see dolphins, and I've been super lucky that I've seen them really up close while diving. That was amazing. But I've never seen them up close like this from land. So that was fun. I've never been to Alfea, but it seems really fun, and I really want to go sometime. But yeah, I'll see. I'll see if it ever lines up with my visits to the Netherlands. But I suppose I'll have to have a costume ready. So we will see. But I have some farmer wife peasant style dresses, so I suppose I could fling an outfit together. Ivana says we took a long drive in the countryside. That is, sounds so nice. Yeah, I was picking up this table yesterday from a lady on Facebook Marketplace, and I drove up to Muir of Ord. Doesn't matter how it's spelled. It's I mean, doesn't matter really. It's just above Inverness, and oh, beautiful. Such a beautiful road, and I just thought, okay, I want to move here. But every weekend we drive somewhere in Scotland, and I think I want to move here to this exact location. Yeah, we will see. We will see where we end up. But yeah, Muir of Ord was really nice. And I made a stop at the charity shop. They have a lot of smaller charity shops here. In the Netherlands, usually when you have a charity shop, it's like huge, and you have furniture and, you know, cutlery and what's the word for plates and stuff? Anyway, plates, cups, bowls, all kinds of clothes. But here, you have a lot of smaller charity shops, and most of them just have clothes and DVDs, books, games, and then some household items. And then only a few really have furniture. So at first I was really disappointed here, because I like to go furniture shopping in charity shops. But so I did visit a charity shop as well in Muir of Ord, and yeah, I found some really cute plant pots. I'm just rambling. I'm going to this houseplant swap next month, so you can take some cuttings of your plants and then swap them there. So I figured I would need some extra pots. Natasha says my whole family did neurodivergence zone out stuff over the weekend. That actually sounds really nice. Me and Tim, we had the best night, the best night in yesterday. And because at the charity shop I found 2 of the 3 Lord of the Rings DVDs. I found the first 2 for 50 cents each. And ever since it's no longer on Netflix, we just haven't watched it. And Tim is a huge fan of Lord of the Rings, and it's kind of his comfort watch. And especially now when we're painting the little miniatures. He does Lord of the Rings miniatures, and I do like little spooky ghosty stuff. And I have my new knitting table. So we put my knitting table in front of the TV and all of our painting stuff on there. And because from our dinner table we can't watch the TV. So we had my knitting table in front of the TV with all our painting stuff and just watching Lord of the Rings and painting, and it was the best. It was the best. Yeah. We had a very nerdy night and we both loved it so much. Yeah, 50 cents. It's a steal. And whenever Tim goes with me, you know, we at every charity shop, We always see a Lord of the Rings DVD, but never all three. And then I say to him, well, what if we just buy this one? And then he says, no, it's not the extended edition, or it's not the special edition, or whatever. And yeah, this one wasn't the extended edition either. It was a normal one, but I figured, yeah, 50 cents. I'm not gonna pass up on that. So so yeah, that was our very nerdy night. Have I got everything? I think so. It's really becoming a blanket. Yeah, I'm really liking it. And I'm over halfway. So let me just set up the other camera. In the meantime, do feel free to share what you've been up to. Projects wise, are you knitting anything new? Are you crocheting anything new? Are you embroidering something? Let me know. Alright, let's see. Hey, it works. I mean, I did check it beforehand this time. I was prepared. Now just to figure out how to position my hands so I don't disappear out of view. Oh, Natasha has picked up her Yggdrasil sweater again, getting ready to split for the sleeves. You can do this! You can do this! Yeah. You're getting onto the tough portion of a sweater, but you can power through it. I mean, it's a tough portion for me because I always kind of lose interest after splitting for the sleeves. Hi Emma, good afternoon. How you doing? What have you been getting up to lately? Have you been spinning much? Oh, and Ivana says I'm knitting on my Kutar tee. Oh, let's look that up. Oh, before I was just going on Ravelry to look this up. Do you know? Formulate a sentence, Carmen. A sentence. Last week, I learned that to unravel has the same meaning as to ravel something. Did you see this video as well? It's about this guy. He's winding up a fishing line or something. And he says, oh, now that's all raveled, you know, as the opposite of unravel. And his friend goes like, no, ravel has the same meaning as unravel. They're synonyms. And I'm like, why? I've never heard of ravel before. You know, apart from Ravelry, because I thought it was just a fun play of words. And now I just, don't know what to... My life is a lie. No. Right, let's look this up. Oh, by Sari Nordland. Oh, and she has Kutar tee, Kutar top, and Kutar, which is the sweater. I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly. And she has the Kutar beret, wrap cardigan, socks, beanie. Wow. Oh, so clever. So clever. Sometimes I just see designers and I'm like, oh, I wish I did all of that. Right, let's find you again. Natasha says, I like the mindless monotony of knitting stockinette stitch, but for this one I still get to knit the cabled braids down the side of the body. Oh, okay, that is nice. That's something to keep you entertained. Emma says, I'm doing well, busy to reintegrate at work, so less knitting time. Oh, good to hear you're reintegrating at work though. That's good. I've been spinning, but also some knitting and garment sewing. Oh, that sounds so much fun! Yay! Hello, Sunny. Yeah, it really is a beautiful top that you're knitting, Ivana. Oh. Should we do a garment along again? I've been thinking about what kind of knit along or crochet along or make along to do after this, because I feel like it's time for another make along, you know? So let me know if you have a wish list, or let's just what's on your making wish list for now, and maybe we can find some theme. It could even be, you know, a yarn weight theme or color theme, or we could have a theme that we do something with a lace pattern in it, or, you know, I'm open to suggestions. I consider all your live streams as make-alongs. Yeah, I get it. It kind of is. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of ideas. I am working on the bath mat. But yeah, I don't know, maybe we can do, I don't know. I think I would want to make a shawl or a top after this. Or just finish old whips, old works in progress. Now I want to cast on something. think especially with, you know, all of the knitting events kind of kickstarting again, because we had the Creadu, and this weekend I have the Woolly Good Gathering, and I think you know, around the whole world there's now a lot of knitting events, because, you know, winter is a time for working with yarn and summer is a time for buying yarn. So, and I think that because of those events that people are going to have new yarn and that they want to cast on something. Lace is my wish, yeah. I really want to cast on something with lace. Emma says, I have a knitted cardigan on my wish list at the moment, but what about a craft? Craft anything your heart desires, Makeling. That sounds fun. So anything that's gonna make you happy, yeah. That would be really nice if people can join with whatever project they like. I do find that sometimes people kind of need, they need a make-along to have boundaries, because otherwise they have the trouble of freedom, you know? I have this a lot when when an ice cream shop has too many flavors, you know? Or when your art teacher says, oh, you know, there's no objective for today, just draw whatever. And then I always felt paralyzed, and that's a bad way to describe it, but I felt like I couldn't decide what to do. And I don't know if that also applies to make-alongs and knit-alongs. So that if people say, oh, you know, we're gonna make this exact pattern, sometimes it will be more popular than, oh, you know, just make anything. I still think it's a great idea, but I'm just wondering out loud. Yeah, I do have, I recently bought some yarn by Black Isle Yarns, and which is a kind of a sport weight woolly yarn, and I really want to make a lace shawl with that. It's very out of season. It feels very wintry, but I feel like I need to start a project now so that I'll have it ready by winter, you know? I'm a fast knitter, but I lose interest. So all of my projects take a really long time from start to finish, because I just get really distracted. All knitting makes me happy, yeah. Yeah, I feel the same way. I am going to try and knit a cardigan on my knitting machine this week because my mom is coming over in 2 or 3 weeks. Let's see, May 7th. Oh, that's exactly 2 weeks from now. And she really wants to knit something on the machine. And I want to get some practice. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anyone has friends or relatives who have a 3D printer, but if you do know someone, did you know there's a pattern, like an actual printing pattern for a sock knitting machine? Did you know? And it's a free download file. I just... So, yeah. So if you know someone in your family, or maybe you have a 3D printer yourself, and you want a sock knitting machine, then send me a message on Instagram or something, or leave a comment somewhere, and I can get the link to you, because I just think it's amazing. And I don't think a lot of knitters know about it, so so yeah, I'm telling everyone I know. Because it just seems like too much fun. Hi Hedwig, late to the party. That's okay. Still working diligently on your border, I see. Yes, it is a labor of love, but we're over halfway done. I'll actually I'll hold it up so you can see. Where did I start? That's where I started. And then we got one long side done, one shorter side done. It curls inward here, but there is a border. And then I turned a corner, and now I'm working on the second long side, so on the third side of the blanket. Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. Thank you. Yes, a sock knitting machine. Okay, should I just wait? I'm sure I have the link somewhere. I can just share it in the chat right now. 3D print sock knitting machine. It was on printables. Yes. I think I found it. Version 2. Okay, hang on. He's called Jeeping Johnny. And he designed this sock knitting machine for his mom. It's so cute. Right, I'll share the link here. I hope I'm allowed. Okay. Check it out if you want. I just thought it was amazing. I do have a cousin who has a knitting 3D printing machine, but I haven't worked up the courage to ask yet because yeah. I feel like it also costs a lot to print stuff. So, and I'm fine for now. I have a flat knitting machine, so I don't personally need it, but just in case. Oh, I'm out of the screen. Yeah, and don't you love that there's like, we're living in this innovative time that we can actually have these kinds of technology to help us in our knitting. It's I mean, I still prefer to hand knit stuff, but yeah, it's just really nice. Bye, Emma. See you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Oh yeah. Do you have the nano eel wheel as well, Natasha? That's a 3D printed spinning wheel. I had one and then I sold it to someone because I wasn't using it as much. But it's really great. Yes, okay, electric eel wheel nano, yes. Yeah, it's a really affordable way to start spinning. I mean, compared to a big wheel. Just last week, I came across this Kickstarter from a while back. It has already expired, but it was a Kickstarter for a knitwear design machine, and it's basically, you know, it's not meant for individual knitters. It is meant for people who want to run a web shop and, you know, just print sweaters, you know. And it looked really nice, and you know, it's really nice to have more woolen items and more knit items into the world instead of, you know, really cheap garments. But one of the people who got to try out that knitting machine knit a sneaker, like an actual sneaker shoe with the machine. And because you can buy the soles of those sneaker shoes, and then he knit the, you know, the soft part that's on top. Oh, I want to do that so badly. And I actually have some kind of like indoor house shoe type shoe sole, so I might give it a try, but we'll see. I thought it was really cool. Yeah, really fun. Natasha says, I haven't used it in a year, the electric spinning machine. Bought it to learn how to use my hands while spinning without also having to focus on what my foot was doing. Yeah, it is good to practice those motions separately from each other. That's why with a regular spinning wheel, if you go to a spinning class, the first lesson is almost always just pedaling with your foot, just doing that, and not doing any motions yet with your hands, just to kind of get the rhythm right. I suppose it's kind of like learning to play an instrument. I don't know if anyone's ever had lessons in playing an instrument, but you always need to just be tapping your foot so that you have the rhythm. And I didn't see the point, so I didn't do all of that. And yeah, I have no sense of rhythm, so I stopped playing. I stopped playing the musical instrument, but yeah, it seems kind of similar. Oh, apparently I have an appointment in an hour. Oh. Okay, Hedwig, well, thank you for dropping by. See you next time. Good luck in the appointment. Yeah, sometimes I'll just write something in my calendar and then completely forget about it. And then I'll be like, oh, right. It is Tuesday. Yeah, I'll have a think about what to make after I finish the blanket. And I think that probably I'll get an idea when I'm at the craft festival on Saturday. So I'll be going to Edinburgh to attend the Woolly Good gathering. And it's a very new craft market. It's their very first edition. So I'll be very excited to see how they do things, because you know, planning an event and, you know, hosting an event with so many visitors, it just sounds like a gigantic task. And it seems like you know, it just seems like there are a lot of difficulties that you need to keep in mind. Yeah, so I'm really curious how this will go, since it's their first one ever. But they do have a huge team, so I just hope that they can stay on top of things. Because usually the more editions you have of a certain event, the better it gets. Natasha says, I had difficulty with learning to spin on my first wheel. My second and last wheel are a lot easier to spin on. Turns out I find it difficult when the brake is on the flyer instead of on the bobbins. I'm trying to figure out what that is. Is that the little leather strap? That kind of controls how fast it goes. Yeah, you have a lurette, right? Yeah, the brake is on the flyer with that one. I've never seen. And okay, so with which machines is the brake on the bobbin? Because I have to Google this. I thought all machines had it on the front part. On Ashford, okay. Let's see. I'm not sure if I can find it that easily. Huh, I didn't know that there was a difference in that. Okay. I'll be sure to check it out next time I see an Ashford in person. Maybe there will be one at the fair next week. Oh yes, please. If you could. I'd love a picture on Instagram. Because I've never tried a machine that had anything different, so I might like that better as well. Even though my Louette spins like a dream. I was gifted a Louette wheel, pass it on to my friend. She also had my first wheel, which she then... Oh, okay! Oh, so, wow. That's a good chain you had going on there. Right, now I remember that for, you know, the sweater test that never happened. I remember that you mentioned you had a whole stash of, or that you had a sweater quantity of hand-spun yarn for that. And I remember thinking like, wow, a sweater quantity of hand-spun yarn. That's amazing. I mean, I now also have a sweater quantity of hand-spun yarn. And so that's from the wool and the gang yarn that I spun last year. And I still have another cardigan that I knit with Wool and the Gang. You know, the really chunky yarn, which I'm unraveling. And my plan is to spin that up as well, but then not over dye it because I do like this color. It is very chunky. Let's see if I can find where I was unraveling it, because it only has one sleeve now. It is very chunky and it's unspun. Or no, that's probably not right. It's unplied. So it's just single ply. So when I unravel it, and then when I go to spin it, I twist it in the other direction and then spin new yarn from it. Because it is 100% wool, so it is nice. I just don't like very chunky yarns because they tend to only be wearable one day out of the year and they tend to pill very quickly. Yeah, because this just looks filthy. It's only been worn a couple of times. So but then the yarn that I spun from a different color, well, I can't really reach it now. That's this one. Yeah, so I managed to get quite a bit of yarn from that bulky yarn stash that I had. So now I need to find a raglan to knit with that. That's the same yarn that turned out bubblegum pink when I first dyed it, and then I over dyed it, and it's kind of a more, it's more accurate here. It's kind of a, how would I say this? Strawberry red? Pale strawberry. Pale strawberry. I have plenty to spin up. I have 3 raw fleeces, a kilogram of Corriedale that I also get to dye, and at the Breidagen I bought 3 new braids of roving. Oh, lovely. A friend of my mom has a flock of zwartbles sheep, and yeah, pale raspberry, that could be a good one. She has a flock of zwartbles sheep in the Netherlands, and this year they burned their wool because no one would take it, and it cost money to have it spun. I mean, of course it cost money, but it wasn't, yeah, they couldn't find anyone who would take it. And of course, when my mom heard that, she was like, oh, I know someone who might want it. But, you know, zwartbles it's a very rough fleece. I think I'm think I have the correct yarn in my mind. I think it's a bit rough, but you know, it could still have many great uses. There's this UK company that makes little seedling plant pots from wool, and it kind of disintegrates into the earth, and it gives nutrients to the plants. And yeah, but you know, Zwartbles is also being spun into yarn for fiber arts, so yeah, might still be good. So I told her to let me know when they next shear the sheep. Because Natasha, you said you had 3 rough fleeces. So what's your plan for those? Are you also going to comb them so you could spin them, or are you going to felt them? I want to wash them this summer and then dye them. Oh, and you have a drum carder. Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, good idea to wash them in summer because then they'll dry easily. Oh, it's gonna be so fun. I'm living vicariously through you. Oh, I would love to do this. I'll have to get in touch with a farmer here somehow. There must be someone who doesn't use their fleeces. You know, small farmers, I don't think they tend to have their fleeces spun because there aren't that many spinning mills, and you need a minimum, I think, you know, I don't know what the minimum is, but say you need a minimum of 10 kilograms of wool to have it spun. Like you need, I don't know how many sheep you would need, but a lot of farmers have smaller flocks, so they don't have the wool spun. There must be some way of finding raw fleeces here. Maria. Maria asks, do you have another project in mind, like your blanket in the near future? I do have a lot of ideas, and some of those ideas are for a similar blanket. But I also know that, you know, from idea, it usually takes about a year until I actually make it or have the pattern. Yeah. So there will definitely be other blankets like this. Is there anything specific that you're hoping for? Because that's always very helpful to know. Because I'm always trying to think that, do people want something simpler? Do they want something with thicker yarn? Or do they want it to be challenging? So yeah. What I had in mind for another blanket was to also do color work, but then not in squares like this, but to have long strips, and then so you don't have to do as much seaming, and then you change patterns every few rows. I think I would do something like that. But I don't know yet with which kind of yarn and how many colors and how much do you have left now? So each the row that I'm doing now, I think we have 10 squares here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We started somewhere here doing this stream. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and a half squares left until the corner, and then this side is 8 squares. Yeah. So that means I already did 18, almost 22, and I still have 12 left to go. Yeah, 12 and a half left to go. Maybe a blanket with the 4 seasons on it. Oh, that's a great idea. Like 4 different patterns for each season. But I love the one you're working on. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'd love to do a 4 seasons one. I will see. I would love to knit it with thicker yarn. Yeah, I am thinking of thicker yarn for the next project because this is quite intense, doing a whole blanket on 3mm and color work. Yeah, I just love this yarn so much. Yeah. All right, this is great feedback. I can definitely do something with that. Yeah. Yeah, I think thicker yarn would be a great idea. And, you know, I've been thinking to do something similar to the Sassenach pillows. The Scheepjeskuil from 2022. Because that was just such a success. And I would love to do a blanket with those designs, or you know, something similar, because that was also like bands of color work, and I think that worked really well. And it was nice to have a bit of a theme, so who knows, it might still have a Scotland theme, because I'm feeling so inspired by nature here. And would that be a good idea? Yeah, Scotland blanket. And I'm thinking then DK weight yarn. I don't want to go thicker than DK weight. Would DK weight be okay? So that you can kind of knit it with 4mm, maybe 4.5mm, or at least I would knit it on 4mm, but I knit very loose, so maybe people would even need 5mm. But I think that's kind of a nice needle size. Doesn't make it too heavy on the hands. Oops. DK is perfect. Okay, good. Yeah, DK weight seems to be a favorite weight of yarn for many people. I think the reason why I often do fingering weight is because usually it's more affordable for people. And I always want to keep a balance between, you know, affordability, but you know, I think it's time for for some DK weight patterns, because I have so many fingering weight patterns that, yeah, I need to branch out a little bit. Okay, I'm almost at the next square. So that means I would have 12 left to go. Right, 8 plus 4. Yeah. Okay, that seems manageable. Oops. Oh, bye, Ivana. Thank you for hanging out. See you next time. I've got lots of ideas now. I'm just turning them all over in my head. I need to do some sketching after this. Okay, and Chris, what do you think? If I do a blanket like that, should I do back and forth color work? Because it's not that difficult and people can do it on straight needles. And sometimes I get comments like, oh, I don't have circular needles or something like that. So that's the first option. Or steeking, which is a bit more difficult because you need to work with wool. And I find that some people, or a lot of people, tend to not want to work with wool, or they find steeking very scary, but it would make it so that you can knit in the round, so that would be easier. What would we do? It would be fun to have a steeked pattern. But I think it would be easier to have a flat pattern. And if anyone else wants to share their opinion on this, feel free. I think I love the first option best. Okay, so the back and forth. I think I think I would like that one best as well. Because I've only ever steeked once. And that was this cardigan. And it worked well, but still, I don't know if I could write a pattern for steeking if I've only steeked once myself. Mama? Should I do a little counter on the screen just to keep myself motivated? See if I can add text. Squares. Whoa, it's so large. Okay. I'll oh, okay, it's squares to go 12. Okay, let's see, I want to make it smaller. How can I not make it smaller? Do I do it here? Okay. Squares to go. Is that, can you even read that? Maybe I should make this black and put it in the white border. Oh, I can do background color. Gonna go with there we go. Oops. Okay. Okay, this is the 12th square. After this, I have 11. doing good, thanks. I am still working away on the border for the Colorwork sampler blanket. And I have 12 squares to go. So we're... how many did we have in total? 10 plus 10 plus 2 times 8, so that's 36. Okay, so we're 2/3 of the way done. Hi Yolanda, thank you for joining. I love your blanket. Oh, thank you so much. I hope I can knit it too. This is, I think, one of my most difficult patterns. But I do have an easier colorwork pattern that is free on my website that you can start with. And let me find the link. I have two. Both are hat patterns. And one is in a thicker yarn and one is in the same yarn. So the one, oh, let me see. Because that's a really easy pattern to start with. So it's the home hat. I'm saving that in the chat if you want to check that out later. And if you want an even easier option, I have one with thicker yarn, which is called the fin hat. So I'm just putting those free patterns in the chat so you can have a look at it later, in case you haven't seen those yet. And they are really nice beginner patterns to start with if at one point you want to try knitting a blanket like this. And then if you're ready for the next step, I have the tutorial videos for this blanket pattern. I have that on my Patreon, which is a paid subscription, but I have the videos all on there, so you can knit it step by step with me. So who knows, maybe someday you're knitting this blanket as well. But yeah, it is kind of difficult. Earlier in this stream, we were thinking about other blanket patterns and how can I make it a little bit easier for people, and with thicker yarn. So yeah, lots of ideas. Natasha says, how are the applications going for your cable knit masterclass? Oh, thank you for asking. So we have a Patreon exclusive workshop on May 1st. Yeah, and I've had some applications. I think maybe about 5 people have signed up so far. But you know, I still haven't posted about it on Instagram. I still haven't written a newsletter, so I do need to do that. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. And I'll get some new samples knit up as well. So we're just going to try a simple cable knit. Hi Gabriella, how you doing? Yeah, I really should do a newsletter. Yeah, so we're just going to practice knitting cables, and because they might look difficult, but they are so easy to do. And if you want to participate, it's on my Patreon channel, and you don't even need a cable needle. if you have one of those bobby hairpins, you know, just the ones that are together like this and are like really soft plastic or kind of like metal, and then I take those and I bend them apart so that they're kind of like a V, and then I use that as a cable needle. So even if you don't have a cable needle, you don't need one. So, and then you can join the workshop as well. So if you want to know more, keep an eye out for my newsletter, or you can check out my Patreon. Thank you, Natasha, for reminding me. Yolanda says, I hope so. I just started knitting. Oh, nice. I tried to knit socks, but first I need to end crochet my baby blanket. Oh, good luck with you finishing your baby blanket. Socks are really, really fun to knit. Gabriella is on the couch knitting, starting working one hour a day. Okay, good. And watching a lot of YouTube. Yeah, getting slowly back in there. Sounds like a good plan. Oh! I finished the square, so we get to update the screen. Ta-da! Okay, this is really fun for me. Yeah. 11 squares to go. Woo! I think it's almost time for me to go though. Okay, yeah, it is. It is almost 2 p.m. for me. And I've got another pattern that I'm going to be working on today. And it is one of my Christmassy patterns. That's why I have the Christmas nails on. So that when I take pictures for the Christmas pattern, that it kind of looks in theme. Yeah, the countdown, yeah. It always really motivates me to have a countdown like that, to kind of make it into a game. Yeah, so we did quite a lot today. I did 1, 2, 3, and then I started somewhere in this square. I don't remember exactly where. But yeah, so 3.5, maybe 3.5 squares today. And if you weren't here at the start of the screen, I want to say scream. If you weren't here at the start of the stream, I have a new table here for my knitting machine. See? So I have my knitting machine on there. Because I need to do some extra practicing this week. Because my mom will be here soon. And I mean like in 2 weeks. And she wants to knit her own sweater or cardigan on my machine. But I need to do some extra practicing. And yeah. I've only made one sweater so far, so I want to try with, you know, a different neckline or a different shoulder and maybe a cardigan. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. Right, but I am gonna call it a day for the live stream. It was lots of fun. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Yeah, and if you have more ideas for a make along or a knit along to do after this, or for a pattern to knit together or make. I keep saying knit because I tend to want to knit things, but we can make things kind of more general so that people can crochet as well. So yeah, let me know if you like any of the ideas that we mentioned during the live stream. If you want to do a garment make along or a lace along, or who knows, top along, summer top along. We will see. Or maybe something with cables, since we have the Patreon workshop coming up with cables. So yeah. All right. Oh, striped sweater. I want to knit all the things. Yeah. All right, I'll be back on Thursday. I'd love to see you there. No pressure if you can't make it, but I'd love to see you. I'll be back at 10 a.m. Thursday. That's 10 a.m. British time, so that's 11 a.m. Dutch time. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone, and happy crafting. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.